So this is the first time I'll be creating a video. So today I'm going to try my hands on the ChatGPT. I've seen some videos, incredible videos of people trying it out. So I thought, why don't I try it? So I'm going to try to write some code. That's going to be one of my experience. I'm going to ask it to create one restaurant class. So what I'm imagining currently is writing some basic level functionality of restaurant class using console application for that. Let me ask it to create it for me. C# create a torrent class with book method that books a table at given time. Pretty simple question. Let's see how it performs. It started. Naming convention is good, respecting the C# conventions. It's also adding some comments. It created a list and a book method. I hadn't asked it to check for if the table is already booked, but it added that functionality by itself. It created one class for booking which is having the time. This is good. This is futuristic a bit, but this is good that it has created this booking class. Nice. And it has also created the console methods that are calling the restaurant. Wow, this is really nice. Book a table at 7 p.m. Very specific comment. The booking should be successful. If success, then booked table, otherwise could not. Yeah, okay, fine. Try to book a table at the same time. It has also added the check for the table. Okay, nice. To return a price, fixed price, and it's going to be interesting to see how it manages the return value. So return a fixed price 10 when a table is booked. It's going to be interesting how it manages return type. So I was looking at LinkedIn and I found that within 5 days it has reached 10 million users. So it's going to be heavy load on their servers. To return fixed price when table is booked, you can add a price property. So if the table is already booked, it's returning the zero value, and if it is not, then it's returning the price. Where is that price? Price is in the booking. So now it's using the existing booking class to store the price of that particular booking. This is nice, very good. It's just that I didn't like this implementation, so I will ask it to raise an exception. What I liked about this implementation is that it didn't store the price inside the booking. Instead, it is passing, so it can be changed anytime. Now I'm going to ask it to raise an exception. Table is ready booked. It takes some time, but it's faster than me at least. So if I had to create this restaurant class with all these comments, then it would have taken me 20 minutes at least, and it's doing it in seconds. So even if I have to spend some time talking to it, it's really beneficial. Okay, so now it's throwing the invalid operation exception. The table is already booked. Okay, this is good. Instead of throwing the generic exception, it's throwing specific exception, and it should be handling it correctly. Invalid, could not book a table at 7 p.m, which is really good. Now I think I can ask it to calculate the price based on time. So let's try that. One thing I just noticed is that it is showing as the dollar. So by default it is considered dollar as the price. It's adding so much better comments than I would ever have. Time is available, so we can book a tight table. What I can do is just read the comments and I would understand what exactly it's doing. Some specific comments as well. So check if the time is after 9 p.m, and it's adding the 10% surcharge. Wow, surcharge to the price. Really nice. Now I'm going to take this to a whole new level. I'm going to add a user class and add a functionality to check if the user has a booking. Let's see how it connects user class to the restaurant via some ID, and it's going to be interesting to see what the type of the id is going to be. Is it going to be integer? Is it going to be string? If it's good, then it's going to be really good. It has considered user id, which is good. The type of the user id is going to be, we are passing the user id. Okay, it has considered integer as user id, which I don't like really, but I think I can ask it to change the user id type from integer to GUID. So while creating the user, it is assigning it to one. What better approach would be is to create the ID in the constructor itself. Why did it stop between? Maybe because of some extra load or something. It stopped working. It had stopped for some time. Now it's resumed. Here is an updated version of booking class with user ID property, which is GUID. User is GUID name. User has booking property. Okay, that's interesting. How the bookings is passed. Restaurant.book, it's passing the user. How is it checking? I don't know how it's getting the bookings. There is no reference to it anywhere else. So, to better way to check would be to ask it to write some unit test cases. So it's using n unit, probably because it is the most popular one, I think. So that's one of the reason. So it added one test. So this is the assertion. I'm going to ask it to do couple of changes. Change the unit testing framework from n unit to x unit. It's explaining what all changes are required. What I don't like is that the name is very generic. Test has booking. So what is going to assert? The user should have a booking at 7 p.m. So this should return true. Okay. The user does not have a booking at 8 p.m. So this should return false. I will use fluent assertions. Let's see. I personally like fluent assertions very much. They are easy to read. We have to write should every time. Given booking, when booking is made, then price should be returned. This is very helpful. It has four assertions. Price should be 10. Then it's checking action should throw invalid operation exception. This is simple one. Then why it is checking multiple things inside one? Given user, when checking for booking, then correct value should be returned. And then user dot has booking. The user should have booking at 7 p.m. So this should return true. Check if the user has booking at 8 p.m. This particular part I didn't like it's doing more than one thing inside single test method. I still don't understand how the user and restaurant are connected. Let me ask it to test only one thing in a one test. So it's very vague query. Let's see how it's going to implement that thing. This is very good that it understood what I wanted it to do. Okay, it's saying that to test only one thing in each test method, you can split these test methods into separate methods. It understood. Let's see if it's going to implement that. Given booking, when booking is made, then price should be returned. It's checking price, so this is good. Given booking, when booking is made twice, then invalid operation exception should be thrown. Okay, this is very good. Given booking, when booking is made after 9 p.m., then price should be increased. Very nice. Given user when checking for booking, then correct value should be returned. So it stopped at some point, but I think it understood everything that asked it to do. Ideally, I would have kept that method has booking inside the restaurant. Bookings. What I liked about this um, AI tool is that we can chat to it as if it's another human being, and it would try to explain before showing the code what it's doing. I will ask it to move this method to restaurant. So it has book, which is adding to bookings. It has booking, and it is checking for the user ID. Yeah, this is the correct implementation. There, I asked it couple of questions. So I asked it to download the file. So it said like it's a language model. It's not. It doesn't have that capability yet. So that's a bummer. But and also I asked that if this code is supported in .NET Framework 5 4.5. It gave a really good answer. It checked all the things. It also gave extra information, like it's using GUID type which was introduced in 4.0. If we are using older version, then it may not be supported, which is also good. That's the end of the video. So some of the things that we learned in this video were, we tried the hands-on experience, raw experience on how ChatGPT is working, how it's beneficial to us, and we also saw that how it's a tool that's going to change how the software development is done in the future. What we did in this video was to ask it to create some class and methods for us, and after that we refactored the code and added few more methods to it. We added some unit test cases on top of that. We changed the unit testing framework. We asked it to do the unit testing in a different way, so we refactored the test cases. So that is all we did in this video. Some of my thoughts about ChatGPT are like, it's not going to replace software development jobs. It's a tool that's going to allow us to do things in a better manner. So instead of spending 20 minutes in writing some unit test cases, we can just ask it to create unit test cases. It was making some basic mistakes like it did in the case of booking. In the case of the method has booking, it added it to user class instead of restaurant class, which would be the normal way of doing that. Really liked the conventions it used in the naming all the things, the level of comments that it added. It was really good. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Stay curious. Bye bye.